You're watching WMBD News on the Record.
Welcome back. Illinois' senior senator, Dick Durbin, retired earlier this year, and now his seat is open up for grabs. We're interviewing multiple candidates, including Adam Delgado here today. Thank you so much for coming on, and tell us why you're running for U.S. Senate.
Well, I grew up in Sterling, Illinois, and it was always my dream to serve the government and go around the world, which I got to do a lot of. And on January 6, 2021, I, as an ATF agent, responded to the Capitol to assist the police officers. And it was the proudest day of my 38-year military and law enforcement career, but it was also one of the saddest, right next to September 11th. And now I'm retired from ATF, and I did not feel right sitting at home currently when so many things are going wrong in our country, just like I did not feel right sitting at home on January 6th.
And I see you're wearing some U of I stuff. Talk to me about your kind of life in Illinois, how old you are, and how you've grown up in here.
So I recently turned 60 years old, but as I said, I grew up in Sterling where I detasseled corn for 3 summers and joined the Air Force. But for that amount of time that I was not in Illinois, I was somewhere serving our nation, either for the Air Force or for ATF. So I've lived in Illinois about 40 years, and when I was a kid, ran at Detweiler Park in Peoria, cross country, and came to watch my brothers run. And I was a Chicago police officer for 9 years, so I've spent more than half of my life in Illinois.
And so you kind of talked to me about why you want to run. What are kind of some of the policy ideas that you're going into with this race?
So, as most people recall, last year we had the bipartisan agreement on immigration reform with Senator Langford from Oklahoma, and I thought it was great that we're finally moving forward on that issue. However, President Trump at the time wanted to kill that bill so that he would have something to campaign on. The other thing, too, is the debt. The national debt is out of control. State of Illinois debt is out of control, and City of Chicago debt is out of control. So those are 3 of the main things that I want to make sure that we start to address those issues and get us back to a better place than what we're in right now.
Right, okay. And what was your reaction to, you know, the big, beautiful bill potentially raising that debt ceiling?
I'm totally against it. I have a 92-year-old aunt who calls me, and she's concerned about her Social Security. She's concerned about her Medicare. And I know a lot of other people out there in the audience have relatives, or maybe they're the person who's depending on these payments that they contributed to. When I started my campaign, I called it the No BS Tour, because if you contributed Social Security or Medicare, any of these other programs, you should be able to get it. You should be able to get a live person to answer the phone when you're calling to say, hey, where's my check? Where's my benefit? When's it going to be processed? We have all worked way too hard and way too long to put up with nonsense. For some people in their golden years, or maybe somebody has a family member who depends on these benefits.
And so when moving to some of the stuff that happened during the federal government shutdown that we were all kind of following a little bit, Dick Durbin ended up being one of the votes that helped end the shutdown.
Right.
How do you react to that, and how would have you handled the shutdown?
So I have a lot of respect for Senator Durbin and even Senator Schumer, who on the previous continuing resolution, Schumer voted in the affirmative with the Republicans. And it's a very tough call, because you don't want children going without food. You don't want elderly people going without food, SNAP benefits being cut, and our military members not getting paid. I mean, that's wrong. When I was a federal employee, there were approximately 2 or 3 federal government shutdowns since 1995. So I understand where they're coming from. Fortunately, my wife also works, so we had enough money to carry us through those times that the paychecks weren't flying. So it's a tough call. He did what he did. I know he does not get any pleasure out of these healthcare subsidies going away because of the fact that that was the whole purpose of the shutdown, to make sure that
Right.
people who need those subsidies get those subsidies.
All right, thank you so much for coming on. Appreciate it.
All right.
Next up, we'll have a look at your local sports. Make sure to stay tuned.